Good morning, everyone, and welcome to On the Line with AgriLife this morning. I hope you can see the correct screen. Let me just double check that you are seeing the right screen. Okay, so we are so glad everyone is joining us this morning for our April On the Line with AgriLife. If you need a reminder about scheduled On the Line with AgriLife's If you need a reminder about scheduled On the Line with AgriLife sessions, feel free to text at the @ OTLWA to 81010. We will send you reminders about upcoming On the Line with AgriLife programs. You are also welcome to sign up for the Connecting West Texas Farmers and Ranchers newsletter put out by the District 6 A&R agents. You can go to our website at valverde.agrilife.org/connecting-west-texas-farmers- you get the point here, and Ranchers with Extension website. We are excited to announce that we will now be hosting 2 On the Line with AgriLife sessions a month. We are excited to be partnering with the District 10 agents. And on the first Tuesday of every month, we will be adding an On the Line with AgriLife session. So next month is May 4th, and it will be various pest species impacting your pasture land with Dr. Dalton Lubick. And so we're excited to have District 10 join us. So thank you so much for joining us today. I will pass it off to Peyton Kiefer, our host, pairing agent host for today. He's going to introduce our speaker, and we've got a great program slated for you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Peyton Kiefer. I'm the county agent here in Pecos County. And if you joined last time, we had Dr. Megan Clayton. She's our associate professor and extension ranging specialist. We kind of like to do something different with her. Instead of a PowerPoint presentation, we're going to do a podcast style. And feel free to ask questions at the end of the program. But with further ado, we are going to discuss keeping up with CEUs with Dr. Megan Clayton. She is our associate professor at extension range specialist. To start off, I would like to ask Dr. Clayton, can you briefly describe what CEUs are for our audience?
Sure. Well, continuing education units are hours of classes or education required to maintain a pesticide applicator's license through the Department of Agriculture. So these classes keep you up on any regulatory changes and keep you knowledgeable about new products or technologies that have been developed through research. There are also great refresher courses just to make sure we're doing things as efficiently as possible and practicing good stewardship with the pesticides. Many landowners or producers choose to get a pesticide applicator's license so they can apply restricted or state limited use herbicides to control unwanted brush and weeds. You do not need a pesticide applicator's license to apply general use products.
Oh, great. Thank you. So there are 3, I know there are 3 or 4 different kinds of pesticide applicator license. Could you kind of talk about the difference in the CE requirements for each of those?
Sure, you're right. There's technically 4 agriculture licenses that TDA governs. The first and most common is a private applicator's license. Private applicators are those who personally own land, or maybe they lease land, or there's land owned by their employer. You can apply pesticides on someone else's property with a private applicator license, but it has to be done without compensation. Private applicators recertify every 5 years by obtaining 15 CEUs, 2 of which have to be in laws and regs category and 2 in integrated pest management or IPM. Alternatively, it's not very common, but you could pass a recertification exam that includes information from CEU courses for a cost of $64 per attempt. So most people don't go that route. Most people just keep up their 15 CEUs in that 5 years. Also, private applicators are required to keep a detailed log of all their restricted and state limited use pesticides that they apply. So that's the first and most common, private applicator. The second type of pesticide applicator's license is a commercial applicator. These people operate a business or are employed by a business that applies restricted or state limited use pesticides. And they do this for hire or for compensation. So that's the difference. They're required to recertify every year by obtaining 5 CEUs, and that has to be 1 from laws and regs and 1 from IPM or drift minimization categories. So a little bit different than our private applicators. The same CEU requirements, the 5 per year, are the same for non-commercial or non-commercial political license holders, the other 2 types of licenses. These applicators are not necessarily applying herbicides or any pesticide for a commercial business, but they need their license to apply the pesticides. For example, I hold a non-commercial political license because I work for a state agency and apply pesticides for research. Others that fall within this non-commercial category might be like city or county workers. In addition to renewing every year, do note that commercial and non-commercial license holders are required to keep a detailed log of all their pesticides applied, not just the restricted or state limited use pesticides like a private applicator.
Although things seem to be getting better with limited opportunities for face-to-face meetings during the pandemic, I know I've been getting calls and questions and stuff. So I'm sure maybe some of our fellow producers or clientele might. But are there any limits to the number of CEU license holders can get online?
That's a great question because it is very confusing right now. So right now at this moment, TDA is allowing license holders to renew their license even if they've not met their CEU requirement for the current license period. And this will go through December 31st of 2021. So basically, you can continue to manage your ag lands as needed during this pandemic time, but know that you will be required to make up those CEUs once classes open up again. So your best bet is to seek online courses if there are not any in-person courses being held locally, so you don't get too far behind on your CEU credits. Also, no matter what type of license you hold, TDA is allowing all CEUs to come from online or correspondence courses during this pandemic time. Again, lasting until the end of 2021. In 2022, these exemptions, because of the state pandemic, will often most likely revert back unless they decide to extend the exemptions because of the state of the pandemic. But let's just hope that we're back to normal by then.
Yeah, that's true. I think we're all ready to go back to a normal lifestyle, or as normal as we can be. But so outside of the pandemic, what are the typical rules for obtaining a CEU online?
Yeah, good question. So normally, private applicators are required to earn 15 CEUs during those 5 years, and only 10 of those can come from online or correspondence courses. So 5 have to be at a face-to-face meeting. For commercial or non-commercial license holders, they're required to obtain these 5 CEUs every year, and they can only come from online or correspondence courses every other year. So again, TDA is allowing all CEUs to be online through the end of 2021, but keep in mind that these limitations, there are these limitations for getting the number of courses that you can actually take online will revert back in 2022.
Oh, yes, thank you. And I know we as county extension agents host workshops locally, or often opportunities and things like that for private applicator license, offering CEUs, training courses to obtain your license. And now I'd like to take the opportunity, if any county agent on this would like to unmute their mic, if they have any upcoming workshops. Since I have the floor, I'll go ahead and I guess be the first one for this. I have a program coming up May the 27th. We have a brush control program, and we're offering 3 CEUs. We're offering 1 IPM and 2 general.
And again, what county is that?
Oh, I'm sorry, Pecos County. We'll be here in
Pecos,
Fort Stockton,
okay.
Texas. So if anyone's interested, feel free to get with your county extension office and send me an email, or I'll be sending the info out to our district and other districts if I need to. But feel free to get with your other extension off agents about that. So now
we can share that we can share that via an email post the meeting to everyone.
Great. So is there any other county extension agents or even any other specialists that's online, or do they have any upcoming CEU workshops or anything like that? I'll let them have the floor.
Hey, we've got one here in Val Verde and Kinney County coming up in August 12th. We're going to call it the Too Hot to Do Anything But CEU program, because in Val Verde County at this time of on August 12th, it will be too hot to do anything but sit in the air conditioning and get CEUs. This program, we're going to continue it on from the Zavala Last Chance CEU program. We had that scheduled for December as it typically had been, and now it's going to, because of the pandemic, got pushed back, but we will be hosting that in August. And so everyone come enjoy some AC and get your CEUs. And during that time, we'll have more information coming out on that date soon.
Awesome. I'll make sure I get the word out to our people out here. All right. Is there anyone else? If not, we'll go ahead and just move on. All right, sounds good. Also, I know I mentioned it. If anyone's on here and if they don't have their pesticide applicator license, feel free to get with your county extension agent. If they don't know if they want to put their email or phone number in the chat, they can. But I offer programs for training purposes through. If someone will reach out to me, I'll host it anytime. So I'm sure any other agent is the exact same way. But let's just go ahead and move on. So we'll go ahead and Dr. Clayton. So how do you access online CEU opportunities through AgriLife Extension?
Yeah, well, first of all, I always encourage you to contact your county extension office first, because a lot of times they have things going on that may be more convenient for you. But they're also offering a lot of the online mixes where they both have in-person and online audiences if you do prefer to be online. You can also visit agrilifelearn.tamu.edu, and we'll post that in the chat box there, but agrilifelearn.tamu.edu to find quite a few online courses for a fee that are available for pesticide applicators. So quite a few different varieties to choose from. Also, TDA has a CEU course search website, and it's simply at ceusearch.texasagriculture.gov. That's ceusearch.texasagriculture.gov, where you can search for courses coming up in your area. So it's kind of a clearinghouse for courses that they're aware of. So that's all I know about Peyton, but I enjoyed being on the program today.
Thank you. We enjoyed having you. Before I let you go, I'm gonna I'm gonna open up the floor for anyone who might have any questions for you. If
Sure.
That's so, feel free to unmute your mic if you have any questions, or I can monitor the chat box, or Emily can monitor the chat box if I miss something. So now I'm gonna open the floor up to anyone who has any questions.
I think the main take-home message is that we are thankful that Texas Department of Agriculture has recognized that the continuing education units are difficult to achieve during the pandemic. So we're used to having a lot of in-person opportunities, but there still are a lot of ways that you could get online CEUs to stay up to date. But know that not having your CEUs is not going to keep you from renewing your license. So be sure to renew your license, because the process to do that is a little bit tricky now. It's not as easy as going to your county office to take a test, to get the training and take a test. You have to go to an actual testing center, which are open at this time, but it's a bit of a burdensome process. So be sure to keep your license up to date.
Megan, I've got a couple of questions. Now, can you do the whole process online? Can you apply for your applicator's license and complete the whole process online at this point if you don't have your applicator's license already?
So that's a good question. I'm not completely sure because the way I understood it when I talked to TDA the other day even is that their testing centers only closed down for 1 month. So you are going to have to physically go into a testing center to take the actual test at the end. Otherwise, I think you could figure out a way to do all of your training and fill out the paperwork through online means.
Absolutely.
But the test is in person.
Okay, and let's talk about a little bit about the situation that some of us might get into. Maybe our applicator's license doesn't expire in 2021. Maybe it expires in 2022. Have they made any, they have not made any concessions for applicator license that expire in 2022 and may be behind on getting their CEUs. So those guys need to really be getting online and making sure that they are continuously getting those CEUs, correct?
Absolutely. Yep. If you're in that boat to where you're a private applicator, so you renew every 5 years and your 5 years just happens to be in 2022, as of right now, they're planning on reverting back all of these exemptions in 2022, starting on January 1st. So we are definitely not going to hope that our pandemic is still well and alive January 1st and that we're thinking everything's going to be back to normal. So you need to start getting some CEUs under your belt. That way you don't have to get all 15 right before your license expires, because you will be expected to do that. And if you get those in 2022, you may not be exempt to the online rules. So you might have to get only 10 of those through online sources and 5 might have to be in person.
Right. And they can reach out. You can always reach out if you're in that boat to your local county extension office. If you don't know where your local county extension office, I'm going to put a link in the comments where you can search for your county agent in your county office and figure out where your county extension office is if you don't know where that is or who your county agent is. So that link is now in the comments as well. So thank you so much, Megan. Peyton, did you have anything else?
Yeah, I just was wanting to make, I guess, one final comment. And my advice for everyone, if you have your license, is to just keep in contact with your county extension agent, because the last thing we as county agents want is you lose your license. And at the end of your 5 years, if you have your pesticide applicator license and you only have 5 continuing education unit hours, and then you need 10 hours in 2.5 months, that might be very difficult to obtain. But if you just keep in contact with your county agent, and I'm sure that between all the other county offices that we in our district that we offer, we can make things happen. But it's always good to keep in contact with the county extension agent.
Absolutely. So hopefully everyone can see my screen now. We want to remind everyone that our next On the Line with AgriLife will be May 4th, hosted by D10, and that will be various pest species impacting your pasture lands by Dr. Dalton Ludwig. And remember, we always start Tuesday mornings at 8:30. So we hope to see you then. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your local county agent. Have a wonderful Tuesday.